Hey guys, it's Vornskyr here, and today we're back in Euro Truck Simulator 2, and we're going to have a look at a few different things. We're going to look at Update 1.12, which has just come out. Going to look at ProMod 1.7, which has just come out and works with Update 1.12. And we're also going to take a look at the new DLC, which name I can't remember, but it's the heavy cargo one, like the oversized and heavy cargo. So we'll start with 1.12. It added a couple things to the game, two of which we can see on the About page. We've got a truck browser and a trailer browser. So if we go to the truck browser, you can see we can select different trucks and we can just customize them. It's exactly like you're in the upgrade shop, except you can also add in like paint skins and that sort of thing. So yeah, it's pretty useful. Especially if you just want to have a play around with configuring a bunch of different trucks all at once. I think it would be more useful if you could configure the truck and then save that truck's, save all your modifications and then go to a truck dealer and just buy it with the modifications you made, or go to the upgrade shop and upgrade the truck you've got with those changes. I think that would be a kind of more useful way to have it, but it doesn't have that, so this is how it is. It's still pretty cool. It means you don't have to go to truck dealers or anything like that to just have a play around, so that's useful. So that's one thing. We also have the wrong button. We also have the trailer browser, and like the name says, it just lets you have a look at all the different trailers, and you can see what it looks like with different skins and all that sort of thing. Let's try a different one. So yeah, nice little change. Apparently they've been saying that, like SCS has been saying that these couple of tools are going to be useful for modders, just so they can have a look at all this sort of stuff in game without having to run around looking for them and all that sort of thing, like in the world. So that's a pretty cool change. It's good to see. Now another change we've got is the photo studio. So they've basically added, if you see, like, you got up here C and E and X and Q. It's basically, well, maybe not Q. It's basically they've added in roll, is what I'm trying to say. So you can kind of rotate your pictures a little bit. You've also got a saturation slider here, so you can make it black and white, and different color balancing and that sort of thing. So that's pretty cool for if you're into taking screenshots, or if they continue doing their screenshot competitions like they did with the last one, then you know, it's pretty cool stuff. So you'll be able to do some pretty interesting screenshots with that. So that's cool. And one of the other changes they made was they actually updated the game binaries to allow them to introduce different sorts of content, which apparently they couldn't do previously or something. Which leads us on to the next thing, which is the new DLC pack. Now this DLC pack adds 7 trailers, and I can actually show you some of them now. So we go low bed. Yep, so that's one of them. That's not. There's another new one. What else have we got? Helicopter, that's new. Looks like an ambulance helicopter or something. You got this tractor. Tracks, like for some sort of tracked vehicle. What else have we got? Gas pipeline parts. So that's a nice big one. And the yacht. The yacht looks pretty interesting. I actually haven't seen this one come up in the job menu thingy yet, but that'll be kind of more interesting because it's a higher cargo. So it could be, if you're going under like low bridges or something like that, it could be a challenge. I don't know. Have to find out, I guess. So there's some of the trailers, and there's also been, if I use the truck browser, we've also got a new skin. Yeah, keep scrolling. There we go. So the heavy duty universal. I mean, there's 3 of them here. They're all exactly the same. These are just different presets. So you know, it's all the same skin, just with different coloring. And you got 4 different colors, like color option things. So you know, you can change that up however you want, really. So that's pretty cool. So that's the DLC. The DLC is about $5. And now what we'll take a look at is ProMod. So I'm here, which is in ProMod territory, and we've also got all of Finland up here. Well, There was Finland here previously, but that's been expanded on. And they've added other cities as well. I think they've added a couple cities down around here. They've expanded France a little bit too. So that's pretty cool. And I've also got the Russian mod installed. I'm not going to show any of that today. I'll do another video on that. But that does work with ProMod. So ProMod 1.7, Russia map 1.3, they both work together, which is really good to see. So yeah, and so what I'm going to do is we'll do a bit of a drive, and we'll go from Esbjerg, I don't know how you say that. But anyway, we'll go from here all the way up to the very northernmost point of the map, which is Kuopio, which is probably incorrect. That's how I'm going to say it anyway. And I'm going to carry this oversized gas drilling thing, which is one of the new trailers. So let's hook that up and we'll get started. And the truck I'm using is a Peterbilt 389. I've used an earlier version of this truck before in one of my other videos, so there'll be a link in the description for this. It's pretty cool. It's got some really nice customization options. The chrome doesn't look particularly good at the moment because I've had to turn down my reflections settings so that I have a decent frame rate. I'm nowhere near that trailer, am I? Oh. So yeah, the chrome looks a bit better with higher graphic settings, but you know, not much I can do about that if I want to maintain a steady 30 FPS while recording, because there's a ton of chrome on this truck. Alright, we are hooked up, and away we go. Put my beacons on while I think about it. Nice and professional. Okay. Gotta love the tight squeeze through here. Perfect. So, let's talk a bit more about this DLC. Now, I haven't really had a problem with any of the previous DLCs that SCS has done. With the exception of Going East, it's basically all been paint jobs, and it's been cheap as well. Like, you're talking, you know, $2 paint jobs and that sort of thing. Now this new DLC is $5, and it's 7 trailers and 1 paint job. Now the thing is, these trailers, they're all available already as mods, and the mods are absolutely free. So I'm really not sure if this DLC is actually worth buying, to be honest. Obviously, if you're a person who refuses to use mods for whatever reason, then you're going to get a bit more content for your $5. You get the extra 7 trailers or the extra 7 cargoes. But for people who do use mods, like I've got my trailer mods turned off at the moment so that I could find these cargoes easily enough. But for people who do use mods, things like the Jazzy Cat mods and that sort of thing, that's going to add, you know, 50, 100 different cargoes. I think it's even more than that, and that's completely free. And it includes it includes all the stuff that's in this pretty much. Like you've got different helicopter ones, you've got all sorts of tractors and farming equipment. So I don't know. I would hesitate to say that this is worth $5. I think if they'd made this another $2 DLC, then yeah, fine, whatever, that's perfect. But I think for $5 it's a bit much. It also means, like, because now they're starting to do, if they continue going down this road, right, they keep doing the they keep doing this sort of cargoes or even trucks as payable DLC. I don't know, you look at something like Train Simulator, which has an insane amount of money for its DLC. Like, it's got over 100 different DLC packs, and it's just insanity how much money you can spend on that game. I'd hate to see Euro Truck kind of go that way. I don't know. It's kind of a tricky one, because obviously you want the studio to do well. Like, you want SCS to do well so they can keep making money, keep making games. That's why they've been doing all the DLCs and everything. But yeah, I'm just not sure the current way is the right way or something. I don't know. Only time will tell, I suppose. I mean, they're good looking trailers. There's nothing wrong about that. It's just I'm not quite sure that it's worth the money when there are free mods available that do exactly the same thing. But people will make up their own minds about that and vote with their wallets as they always do, so I guess we'll just have to wait and see how it goes. Alright, so we've got a hell of a drive ahead of us. 1,700 kilometers. Part of that will be going across a ferry as well. I'm not sure how far the ferry is to Finland, but it'll definitely give us a good chance to have a look at Pro Mod. Jesus, talk about cutting me up. So I don't think I've ever been to Finland in Pro Mod, so that should be interesting. I've got so much room on the map now that it's kind of hard to reach all the points without deliberately trying to. Thanks to the Russian map and Pro Mod and everything. I can only imagine what it would be like if TSM worked with Pro Mod as well. The map would be just enormous. It's got some nice scenery as well. You got this bridge coming up here. Let's see if we can get a bit of a nice view over the side of it. Yeah, sort of. The draw resistance is kind of screwing that up a little bit, I think. So what's this look like from outside the truck? There we go. That's pretty cool. I like that. This isn't one of those like crazy oversized loads or anything like that either. I mean, it's fairly reasonable. It's really easy to drive, this one. So it's basically, if you've driven any of the other massive frame rate drop there. If you've driven any of the other stock SCS trailers, the heavy duty trailers, and I'm sure that you have, it's pretty much the same as that really. What's the weight of this? 24 tons. So it's fairly heavy. It's I think stock, the stock cargoes only go up to 25 tons, don't they? So it's one of the heavier ones in the vanilla game, I suppose. Obviously with mods, I've seen them go up to 75 tons. I don't know if they make it, if it's even possible to do it higher than that. No idea. So it's a pretty decent cargo. This truck's pulling it with ease. I think I've got a 500 horsepower engine in it. It's not the largest horsepower engine you can get in this truck. I think the biggest is 800 horsepower. Although in reality, because I think the mod author used Cummins engines for this truck, and I think the biggest that they make is a 600 horse. So he might have taken some creative license with that or something. But whatever, it still works. I really do like this truck, this 389 mod. It's probably one of my favourite truck mods for the game, with the exception of that bloody insect. The original creator put in this insect that keeps flying around in front of you all the time. It's things like that. I mean, sure, it's, you know, when you put it in, it's like, oh yeah, it's fine. It's a bit of fun. It's a joke. But once you've been driving this truck for so long, it just gets annoying. I think it's funny the first time you see it, not so funny after. You got a bunch of like magazines down on the seat over there as well. That's disappointing. There used to be a porno mag down there in one of the earlier versions of the truck, and now he's got rid of it. Oh, that's sad. Typical trucker though, driving along at 120 kph looking for his porno mag. Fairly tight little road here. You can see I've still got a bunch of the Jazzy Cat mods turned on, which is how you can see, which is why the trucks have different trailers and paint jobs and everything like that. So I decided I'd just turn them off for myself so that I could find this cargo easier. I mean, it took me like 30 minutes of just fast forwarding time and stuff just to find this one. Let's see if I can get stopped in time for this. But yeah, so it took me a really long time just to find the right load to do this. If I'd had all of those mods installed, it would have taken me forever. Alright, through the toll. It's weird. I think the ground's a bit uneven there or something, it's really struggling. Kind of bouncing around all over the place. That or the trailer clipped the roof of the toll booth thing, but I think I would have noticed if that had happened. Looks like it's going to rain as well. I turned down my weather slider just before starting recording, but it doesn't look like it's helped. Hopefully it doesn't rain. I don't mind the rain too much, but the problem is you can never see anything when it is raining, and that means you lose out on all the nice scenery and everything. Try not to sideswipe this car to my left. There we go. So how far can I go before I need to fill up? I've got enough fuel for about 1,000 kilometers according to that readout. So if that's correct, I'll be able to get most of the way there without having to fill up. Which is good. So we've seen some new screenshots from American Truck Simulator as well. They released, I think, 4 screenshots over the week showing some of the different trucks, and they're actually good shots of the trucks as well. Like, they've kind of been hiding those in previous shots or doing them from long distance, that sort of thing. But this time we've got pretty good shots on. So there's a newish Kenworth. I'm not sure which model it is. There's a kind of older, kind of classic one as well. I think that was a W900. So that's 2 Kenworths. There was a newer Peterbilt as well. And there was also the Volvo VNL. So I guess I was right about that being in the game. Which I kind of expected it would be, because it is popular in the States, like I talked about when I did the video with that one. So yeah, it's cool to see some nice screenshots like that. And hopefully it means the game is getting closer to release. There's obviously still no release date or anything like that. It would be nice if they get the sound effects kind of right. What I'd really like to be able to do is, you know, start off with the truck sounding like it normally would, like in a completely stock, unmodified configuration. But then it'd be really cool just to be able to like change the mufflers or something, and you know, get really loud exhaust or something stupid. Because they do that. Truckers, like the ones who own their own trucks anyway, you see a bit of that. Dudes putting in like straight pipes and all that sort of thing. Crazy loud. Wakes everybody up when they drive through, like 10 blocks away. Traffic's getting heavy. Going over another bridge. There's been a lot of these bridges lately. Why are you going so slow? The speed limit's 80, they're doing 30. And for some reason I got right in behind him and slowed down. I could have just kept going straight ahead. Oh well. At least we get to see this wonderful view. You can see if you look at down there, you look at that apple, you can see as I move the truck around, the apple kind of rolls around as well. If you do a really sharp turn, it'll roll all the way from one side of the thing to the other. It's a nice little touch. I think that that insect thing that shows up every now and then is really the only thing that I don't like about this truck, to be honest. Especially now that it's been updated, it's got a lot more customization options than it used to have. Like to the point where you can have giant bullhorns on the front, which looks absolutely ridiculous. But you can do it if you want. Let's see if this trailer is clipping. No, it's nowhere near. So it wasn't that was the problem previously. See if it happens again. Maybe it was just that specific toll booth. Yeah, it was smooth as that time. Alright, what's going on with this road up ahead? It's the thing about Pro Mod, you have to look a bit closer at the GPS than you have to do in vanilla. Sometimes the roads kind of split off in directions that you really don't expect. But it's good, it looks more realistic, I think, which is what they were going for, I believe. God, these guys are going slow. Yeah, they are actually going really slow. I thought I would have been speeding there or something, but they're doing 30 k's below the speed limit. It's not just one of them, it's both of them. Let's see if I can undertake him down here. Do a highly illegal undertake. There we go. Problem solved. So I think the last time I actually drove this far through Pro Mod would have been when I did the that 75-ton train. It was a hell of a lot slower that time, just because of how heavy that cargo was. And I don't think I had the biggest engine in the truck I was driving then either, so I didn't have the amount of power that this one does, I don't think. So that was a slow trip. It was good though. It's the sort of thing you don't really get to do in vanilla, which is why all these mods are so good. I think the game really expands, like both literally and figuratively, once you start using mods. It just makes the whole experience more, I guess. Kind of struggling to think of the right word for it. Although I guess if you refuse to use mods, then I guess they will be having that Going North DLC that they've been talking about for a while. I don't know when that's going to come out, but supposedly that is coming. So I guess that would give you the same sort of real estate as we've got here in Pro Mod, hopefully. Which would be good to see. I feel like I should stop and get fuel, except I've just driven straight past the entrance to the petrol station. I mean, I know I should have enough to get a decent distance, but the needle is getting lower and lower. How long do I have to go before I have to sleep? 6 hours, or 6.5 hours. That should be plenty of time. I might even rest it a bit earlier than I normally would, just so that I don't really have to do any driving through the night or anything. That way we'll actually get to see a bit of the world around us rather than just pitch black. Turn off here. Probably didn't need to shift down 2 gears, but you can never tell with these on-ramps. Sometimes they're nice and gentle, and other times you basically lose all speed going up them. That one was fine though. So yeah, it's driving really easily, this actually. Given that I didn't have the most powerful engine installed, I think there's like four engines available that are more powerful than the one I'm using. This one's going real easy. Although I guess if I'd used the highest horsepower one, I'd probably have a higher top speed. Because I think in this game that's how it works. Basically, the more horsepower you've got, the faster you go. I don't think it really takes into account gearing or anything like that. I might be completely wrong, but I mean, it wouldn't surprise me, to be honest. This game it is more arcade than simulator, when you think about it. I think I've talked about that before. I mean, in a way it's good because, oops, slowing down here. In a way it's good because it means you can just jump in a truck and go driving without worrying about, you know, having to remember an entire manual's worth of commands or something. But at the same time, sometimes it means that things that you would expect in a simulator, they're just not there, I guess. I don't know, it's still a good game, whatever it is, whether it's arcade or simulator. I mean, I can't really think of any highly detailed truck simulators. Not that it's a genre that I play a lot of, really. This is probably the only real game that I play in that, unless you include spin tires. I think OMSI or OMSI, however you say that, I think that's a pretty detailed one for buses. I haven't actually played that, so I can't say for 100%. But yeah, I can't really think of anything that's a real, like, really detailed trucking game. I don't know, maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe there's just some, like, completely famous game that everybody knows of, and I just have no idea what it is or something. That would be embarrassing. Alright, we're gonna have to shift down here. Going up a bit of a grade there. It's hard to tell sometimes in this game when you're actually going uphill, especially when it's a really gradual one. You can just be driving along, and suddenly your speed is dropping, and it's like, oh yeah, I've been going uphill for like the last kilometre. I didn't even realise. Kind of hard to pick it sometimes. Picking up speed now again. Might have to go past these guys actually. No, we are doing well over the speed limit. Although the indicated speed limit is for trucks and not for, like you see in the bottom left of the GPS window, that 80. That's the speed limit for trucks. There's also a different, I think the speed limit for cars is higher than that, I believe. Although this guy doesn't look like he's doing 80, the speed that I'm passing him. I think he's doing a bit faster than that. I mean, 80 kilometers per hour, it's not all that fast really. I don't remember what the maximum speed for trucks is in Australia. I think it's 100 kilometers per hour. I might be wrong about that. I think a lot of trucks come with speed limiters and that sort of thing anyway, which they do have in this game, although I think the majority of people turn them off. I know I've got it turned off. As much fun as the game is, on long drives like this especially, I think being able to go 130 instead of 100 is definitely a nice thing. So 1200 kilometers to go. We're making pretty good pace actually. I was thinking it might take longer than this, but it's going pretty well. Like I was saying earlier though, my only real experience with driving out in this area was with the 75-ton train. So it's kind of a different experience altogether, realistically, because of just how much heavier that load was. I do like this Jazzy Cat AI traffic pack as well. It's got it just adds so much more variety to all the traffic and everything. I mean, you throw it in with the different trucks. Oh, frame rate is gone. There we go. I guess it was loading in something then. I've been noticing that a bit. I think with the amount of mods that I've got turned on at the moment, the game is really struggling. Or my graphics card is really struggling, one or the other. But yeah, it was loading in this city, Jönköping? I don't know. I shouldn't even try to say these city names or anything like that. I have a feeling I blow it every time. But whatever. I don't need to go in there and discover anything, I've already been through there, so that's good. So, let's just get in here. So bring up the map, see how much further we have to go, because there's a ferry coming up at some point. So this could be a massive, I'm not really sure, it looks like it'd be a big bridge or something, assuming that's water, but maybe I'm just reading the map wrong or something, because it looks like there's a whole city here in the water, if that's water. I think this is actually where the Scania test track is as well. Yeah, that's it right there. That's the Scania test track. That's cool. Okay, so the ferry's at Stockholm, and we get up here, and it's a nice long drive up here. So that's going pretty well. So I guess we'll probably have to stop and rest, maybe around here or up here or something. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, 4.5 hours until I need to rest, so... And I think if I rested around, what, 10 o'clock or something? 10 o'clock PM? I think that means it will sleep through the night. So I'll basically just start driving again when the sun comes up or something like that. I think that's about right. But I mean, you're kind of limited as well in that, like in terms of timing and everything, by how long it takes you to get to the fuel station or wherever you're going to rest. So there is that. Tempted to get another outside look of the truck, but I think I'm probably going to crash if I do that. That's a nice little view. Alright, I'm doing it. I'm going into the camera mode. Camera mode that I always crash in. Oops, there it is. It does look awesome though. I love this truck. I wonder if that did any damage. No, I already had that damage before I started the drives. That's okay. Just wish this weather would be a bit nicer. It's all dark and gloomy. It's actually pretty much like that here, where I'm recording as well. So I guess that's kind of fitting. Let's get across here. Suppose I shouldn't hog the left lane too much. Not that there's any AI around me trying to overtake, but still. Oops, running out of fuel. That's not good. I've got enough fuel left for 330 kilometers, which is dropping rapidly. Let's see if there's any fuel stations around here. Yeah, I'll fill up here. That'll be fine, just drop into this city. I don't know if I've got enough to keep going that far. I probably do. I don't really want to risk it though, because if I run out of fuel, it'll just drag me back to the nearest city anyway. So I'll take the exit that's coming up, I believe. I think that was the right one. Yep, so this exit right here. Looks like it's going onto a big roundabout or something down there, I'm not really sure. So keep going straight down here. I'm not sure which side of the road I have to be on to, or which lane I have to be in to actually exit or enter the city, but probably this one, looking at the turn that's coming up ahead on the GPS. I guess I'll find out. So I'll probably rest in here as well, get the petrol and then rest, or even the other way around, depending on which one's closer, I suppose. Alright, let's see if we can make it through here without any AI crashing into us. Perfect. So we might actually have to drop the trailer somewhere as well in order to fill up here. Oop. Thought I was going to run into him. Actually, I may not be able to rest in this stop here. I think I've tried to rest in one of these before and I got stuck with an invisible wall, so I might just keep going. I mean, it's the fuel that I need more urgently than the rest anyway. There's another fuel station further up the road that I can rest at, so that'll be fine. Oh, red light. It's been so long since we've had a red light. There's a garage here as well. If I had enough money I'd buy the garage. I don't think I'll be able to afford it though. No, it looks like a large one. I think the large one's like 150 grand or something. Let's see if I can actually make it in here. And if I make it in, can I make it out again? That's actually a good question. I'm not sure if I'll be able to get out again if I get in here. I suppose I could just reverse it out. We'll see how it goes. I like the challenge. Alright, so we'll stop here. Kind of mounting the curb a bit as well. Fill that up. Such an awesome truck. I love that, just taking up the entire entrance of the petrol station just with the trailer. This one's not really designed for the trucks having trailers attached to them, I don't think. Especially not oversized ones. I think the engine too. Oh, I must have stalled the engine up or something there. Alright, let's see if we can do this. If I'm going to do it, it'll have to be going all the way around here, I believe. There might be enough room. Am I going to clip that wall? Oh, perfect. Alright, back on the road.